Chapter 21. Project Culture. Often referred to as the CIA's mind control program, it was the code given to an illegal program of experiments of human subjects, designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. The experiments on humans were intended to identify and develop drugs, alcohol, stick-and-poke tattoos and procedures to be used in interrogations and torture, in order to weaken the individual to force confessions through mind control, organized through the Scientific Intelligence Division of the CIA. The project coordinated with the Special Operations Division of the U.S. Army Chemical Corps. It began in the early 1950s, officially sanctioned in 1953 but halted in 1973. The program engaged in many illegal activities using unwitting United States and Canadian citizens as test subjects. The project used numerous methods to manipulate people's mental states and alter brain functions, including the administration of drugs, LSD, and other chemicals, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse and other forms of torture. Research was undertaken at 80 institutions including 44 colleges and universities, hospitals, prisons and pharmaceutical companies. The U.S. Supreme Court noted that MKulture was concerned with the research and development of chemical, biological and radiological materials capable of employment in clandestine operations to control human behavior. The program consisted of some 149 sub-projects which the agency contracted out to various universities, research foundations and similar institutions. At least 80 institutions and 185 private researchers participated. Because the agency funded MKulture indirectly, many of the participating individuals were unaware that they were dealing with the agency. Precursor experiments began in 1945 when the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency was established and given direct responsibility for Operation Paperclip, which recruited former Nazi scientists. Projects growing out of Paperclip included Project Chatter and Project Bluebird, which became Project Artichoke in 1951. The MKulture project was started on the orders of CIA Director Allen Dulles in 1953. Its aim was to develop mind-controlling drugs for use on Soviets in response to alleged Soviet, Chinese and North Korean use of mind control techniques on American prisoners of war in Korea. The CIA was also interested in being able to manipulate foreign leaders with such techniques. Fidel Castro is an example. Some historians have asserted that creating a Manchurian candidate subject through mind control techniques was a goal of MKulture and the CIA. A secret memorandum granted the MKulture director up to 6% of the CIA research budget in 1953, without oversight or accounting. An estimated $10 million or more was spent, $87.50 million in today's money. Early efforts focused on LSD. In one case, LSD was given to a mental patient in Kentucky for 174 days. It was also given to CIA employees, military, doctors and agents to study reactions, usually without a subject's knowledge. This was a violation of the Nuremberg Code that the United States agreed to follow after World War II. In Operation Midnight Climax, the CIA set up brothels in San Francisco to obtain a selection of men who would be too embarrassed to talk about the events. The men were dosed with LSD in the brothels equipped with one-way mirrors and the sessions were filmed. Notable subjects of the MKulture experiments were the author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Merry Prankster, and Ken Kesey, who volunteered while he was a student at Stanford University. He was given LSD and other drugs at the Veterans Administration Hospital in Menlo Park. LSD inspired him to promote the drug and influenced the early development of hippie culture. Robert Hunter was also a test volunteer from Stanford. He is best known for his association with Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead. Boston mobster James Whitey Bulger volunteered whilst in prison at Usp Leavenworth in 1963. Unconfirmed claims such as Kathy O'Brien's and Candy Jones include Lawrence Teeter, attorney for convicted assassin Ciaran Ciaran, who believed that Ciaran was under the influence of hypnosis when he fired his weapon at Robert F. Kennedy in 1968. Teeter linked the CIA's culture program to mind control techniques that he claimed were used to control Ciaran. In 1977, Victor Marchetti, an author and 14-year CIA veteran, claimed that the CIA's culture program being abandoned was only a cover story, as they routinely conducted disinformation campaigns.